Hello and welcome back to the another episode of the Hindu News Analysis. Well, it is 17th August today, and in this video we are going to discuss some important articles which are very much relevant for your preparation. So, as you know, it is Sunday today, and usually on Sundays there is no editorial sessions, sections on your Hindu newspaper. So, today we had got some important articles which we searched in the paper, which can be relevant for your preparation. The first article which we have to discuss here is about the SIR revision, special intensive revision of electoral rolls. So what is the deal with it? Let's have a look at it. Let's see what does this research talk about, what are the key points which it has highlighted, and what is the data, even though the data is not that important for you, but let's put some light on it too, so that we will get the proper idea about it. This actually a similar article we discussed it in our yesterday's discussion, which was actually it is the second part of it. This was the study. These are the findings of the Lokniti CSDS. Lokniti CSDS. It has done little research about the documentations what are required for the electoral roll if you want to get enrolled on the electoral roll. With respect to that, it has done a little research in 6 states, and with respect to that, it gave the data. And today, it has also highlighted these points that these documents which are required for a person to get enrolled on these on the electoral roll, it can lead to what? It can lead to the disenfranchisement of the people. Usually who would be the most affected people in that? It would be the people from SCs, marginalized sections of the society, SCs, STs, OBCs, and the poor. These are the people who will get most impacted by it, because first of all, the situation here we'll discuss the crux of the article. The situation is that these sections of the society, they lack the documentation. Unfortunately, they lack the documentation. They will not have the birth certificates. What is the reason for that? Usually, the births which happen, the pregnancies, they are dealt at home rather than the hospitals, and it in a way hinders them in getting the birth certificates. And similarly, the education level is not that good in particularly in these sections of the society, and it in a way hinders the certifications what are required for them to show that they are the eligible voters. So definitely these are the people who are going to impact, and this article highlights the issue. So with respect to this, as we had discussed this special intensive revision from last 3 months now, and it is under criticism right now. It is the hottest phase the Election Commission of India is going through. There are various allegations against the Election Commission of India about its independence. In fact, there was another article which dealt with in detail about the Election Commission of India, but I did not took that article. The reason is that we had many times discussed that, and also we had a separate session in the Indian polity which is also available in this YouTube channel only. So I felt it unnecessary to discuss that article. But the point is, right now the Election Commission of India is under the all the eyebrows are raised on the Election Commission of India because of there are questions with respect to its independence. There are questions with respect to the electoral rules. There are questions with respect to the Karnataka, as the opposition government is raising various questions, and also the question with respect to the special intensive revision in Bihar, as 60 lakh people got eliminated from the voting list. So various questions are raised, and how the Supreme Court reacted to that, how it advised or it ordered the Election Commission of India that it should publish the names of the people who had lost their space from the electoral rolls, what are the reasons for that, and it should advertise that. There are various issues going on with respect to Election Commission of India. So in this regard, as the special intensive revision is the module right now, it is going on and it is supposed to happen throughout the country. So the documentations what are required, definitely the article here with the various researches it has done throughout these 6 states which we discussed in our yesterday's discussion. It has found out these people, these marginalized people, they highly lack these documentations. The only document which is very much universal in our country, which is Aadhaar, but unfortunately Aadhaar is not required for it. Aadhaar cannot be your proof of citizenship. It is not required for you to get enrolled on the electoral rolls. So with respect to this, and also the second important thing with the article highlight is that it is this onus of you proving yourself that you are the citizen of that particular of this country, you are the domicile of this particular state, that you want to get enrolled on the electoral roll. This onus which is on the citizens, it is definitely going to impact the people. It is definitely going to disenfranchise the people, because usually the people will, there is lack of awareness about it. First, there is lack of awareness, there is lack of documentation, and also it is the inherent in the people that they are often lazy. We may be intelligent, but it is this inherent characteristic of the people, they are often lazy. So they would rather not enroll than go to these offices, than fall, be in the lines for their documentations, be in the lines for the enrollment. So these are the issues which are highlighted in this article. Now with respect to this, let's have a look at the key points. Let's see if there is any important point which we had missed. Let's note that down, and then let's see what kind of question can be asked with respect to this report. Here the question says, here first look at the key points. It talks about uneven access to documents. The study found that the documents possessions varies dramatically across social groups, while other is almost universal. Documents like PAN cards, passports, and even birth certificates are far less common among SCs, STs communities compared to the general category. So there is definitely mismatch with respect to the documentation. Other, which is universal, as I told you, approximately every citizen of our country has the other. Even whoever is residing in our country, mostly they have the others. But with respect to the documentations like PAN card, passports, and birth certificates, there is huge mismatch, especially in this marginalized communities and the general community. Then there is disproportionate impact on the poor. Economic status is a major factor in document possession, as the article highlights. The poorest respondents are far less likely to have birth certificates or other key documents, and this gap extends to their parents' documentation. So definitely, the economic status is a major factor in document possession. When you don't even have the money to eat food, you would least think of these documents. You having the other is enough for you to live in the country. So this is also one of the issue. Then there is widespread public concern. What is the concern? A significant portion of the public is aware of the potential for wrongful exclusions. People are aware of this potential for wrongful exclusion. The study found that 45% of respondents believe genuine voters may be removed from their rolls, while a substantial number express little to no confidence in the election commission's ability to ensure inclusivity. So there is this lack of concern, there is the mismatch, there is the decline of trust in the election commission. Then also there are broader implications. The article warns that the SIR exercise by requiring documents that money poor and marginalized citizens lack risks downgrading their citizenship status and making them vulnerable and helpless in accessing other government benefits. So this is also one of the issue which the article here has highlighted. So with this, by looking at the report, what we had found, that what is the lack of documentation like PAN card, passport, 10th class certificates, domicile certificates, caste certificates, NRC documents, forest rights certificates with respect to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, especially scheduled tribes, family registration certificates, land house allotment certificates, all these certificates, birth certificates, and members, with respect to this, when there is definitely the mismatch, it is definitely going to impact their voting right, and eventually it may impact their citizenship in the impact the status of their citizenship in the country. So definitely there is something the government should come up with, the Election Commission of India should come up with. First of all, they should change this. It should be the duty of the government to find out who are the people. It should their duty. The burden of proof should not be on the citizens. Whenever there is burden of proof on the accused or the citizens, the conditions become very difficult. You would have studied about PMLA, in which the burden of proof is on accused, and that is the reason why bail is difficult. Similarly, if the burden of proof, it is the citizens' burden that they have to prove that they are the citizens of the country, then definitely the conditions can get worse. So with respect to this, let's have a look at what kind of mains question can be asked from this article. Here the question says the exercise of electoral roll purification, while crucial for a free and fair election, must balance administrative accuracy with the fundamental principles of democratic inclusivity. You have to elaborate it, maybe 15 marks question. Please, if you are watching this video, try to write the answer and you can send it to the email ID which we have there. We can check it and try to include these points. What are the issues with respect to the administrative accuracy, how it can impact the marginalized societies and the data if you can. So let's see what kind of answer you can come up with. Please do practice it. Now with this, let's have a look at the second article here, what it is about. Well, the article is about the Supreme Court's can't treat governors as aliens, says government. What is the issue here? Governor, what is the role of the governor? If you have to understand the role of the governor, in the simplest terms, do remember that governor's position is a constitutional position. Its role is to have a look at the government, have a check on the state government, so that they will not go beyond constitution. They will not go beyond constitution. This is the role of the governor in a nutshell, and it is the connecting link. It is the connecting link between center and state. It is a kind of a connecting link between the center and the state. So ideally, it should have been the role of the governor. And when we got the independence, at that time there was one party system mostly, or the party which was ruling at the center, same party was ruling at the states. At that time, we did not found that much mismatch in this. But when the federalism approached into different phases, when we had multi-party systems at the center and the states, we saw the impact of the governor, how governor played its role. Unfortunately, by the time we are seeing that governor, he is acting as an agent of the center. How he is doing so? Whenever there are bills to be passed by the state governments, what he will do, usually whatever option is available to him, give assent, withhold assent, or send it for the presidential, president's review. So these are the options available to him. And, there is a time limit within which he has to, even though he has to respond within a minimal time, but there was no time limit which was guaranteed there. No time limit which was guaranteed there. He has to respond in the minimal time, within as minimum as possible. So with respect to this, and what are the bills he should send to president, or what are the bills he should withhold, there was a kind of a discretion to him. But this discretion is not the discretion as the constitution says. This discretion is something whenever he feels that it is violating the constitution. Whenever it feels that the state law or the bill is going to violate the constitution or violate the status of with respect to the high court, it is not the discretion, it is the compulsion for the governor to send it to for the presidential address. But with respect to the with respect to the other bills, he has certain kind of discretion. But this discretion, it is not totally what? This discretion is not totally the blind discretion of him. He can, with respect to every law, but whenever he feels that it is violative of the constitution, the law of the government is violative of the constitution, then only he can send the bill for the president's consideration. But unfortunately, by the time these things are mentioned in Article 200 and 201, by the time we are seeing that the governor, he used to act as an agent of the center, and especially the issues arose from the Tamil Nadu, and then the court, then these states, cutting it short, they approached the Supreme Court, and eventually Supreme Court got fed off the governors, and the Supreme Court gave them the 3 months time period, that within 3 months time period they should respond, otherwise it will be deemed, the bill would be deemed to have been passed. So with respect to that, here the Supreme Court has given, and it has invoked Article 142 of the Indian Constitution, where it gives the power to the Supreme Court, tremendous power to the Supreme Court to do anything to render full justice. So with respect to that, here the article is about that how the government is criticizing this, and they are looking that they should set up a constitutional bench with respect to that, and there should be further discussion about this, that the Supreme Court cannot treat the governor as an alien. Governor has these discretionary powers given in the constitution. It is a debate now. Now let's see with respect to this what are the important points which are given in the article, and then let's try to solve the question. Here first, governor's rule. The center maintains that a governor is a constitutional actor with discretionary powers, not just a central government emissary. The discretion is seen as a check on hastily legislation. There is no timeline. The union government argues that the absence of a specific time limit in the constitution for a governor's assent is a deliberate and conscious constitutional choice. It is the constitutional choice, as there was no time limit given to it. It was a conscious choice of the framers of the constitution. This is what the center is arguing. And also Article 142 and deemed assent. The center is challenging the Supreme Court's use of its extraordinary power under Article 142 grant deemed assent to bills, calling it an overreach that violates the principle of separation of power. We had discussed about the separation of power, how legislature, executive, and the judiciary, there is separation of power, and at the same time they check and balance each other. So the center is claiming that how the judiciary has invoked Article 142 here, and it is a kind of an overreach from the judiciary. It is not the domain which the judiciary should look into. So disputed discretion. While the April judgment concluded the governor have no discretion and are bound by the State Council of Ministers' advice, the Solicitor General's submission argues that the governor may, in certain situations, act independently. And then President's reference. The Tamil Nadu argues that a President's reference cannot be used to nullify a settled Supreme Court judgment, while the center claims that April ruling trespassed on a domain exclusive to the executive. So this is the discussion which is going on with respect to this issue. So with this, let us have a look at what kind of question can be asked in the exam with respect to your prelims preparation. Here the question says, with reference to the recent constitutional debate on the powers of the governor, consider the following statement. The union government argues that the absence of a time limit for a gubernatorial assent is a deliberate constitutional choice. That is true. This is what they argue. But this type of statement is very, you won't see such statements in the exam. I mention it here. Then this second statement, the Supreme Court's April judgment, which is the subject of the presidential reference, invoked Article 142 to grant deemed assent to delayed bills. That is true. Second, the Supreme Court's advisory opinion given in a presidential reference under Article 143 is not binding on the president. That is also true. When it is advisory, it is not binding. On paper, at least, it is not binding. So with respect to this question, what are the correct statements? Correct statements are statement 2 and statement 3 only. And if you want to know more about the governor and the Supreme Court, its role, please go look into the playlist. You will find the Indian polity classes there, and there you can check it. There would be a separate discussion on governor and judiciary too. So with this, let's move to the another article. Let's have a look at it, what it is about. Well, this is a, as it is Sunday today, there were many science based articles. So I found this article very interesting. What does this article talk about? It talks about scientists turn Escherichia coli bacteria into a mercury sensor. So without any delay, have a look at the key points in this article, and then let's understand. First, what does this article highlight? It highlights the bioelectronic devices. These are devices that merge biological systems with electronics in the cases. In this case, the living bacteria serves as a biological component that directly interferes with the electronic electrode. So this is how the E. coli has been used. In this case, the E. coli has been used that will act as a biosensor. Synthetic biology, an interdisciplinary field of science that involves the design and construction of the new biological parts, devices, and systems, or the designs of existing natural biological systems for a user purpose. So what does this article basically talk about? This article here, it has highlighted it has highlighted a new research in which that engineered bacteria can be used as a self-powered programmable bioelectronic device. What? Genetically engineered bacteria can be used as an self-powered programmable bioelectronic device. This living biosensor can detect specific chemicals and directly convert the signal into an electric current. So what this bacteria can do, it can detect specific chemicals and it can directly convert the signal into the electric current. There would be no photo signal, but an electric signal. It would control it into an electric current, providing a cheaper and more robust alternative to the traditional biosensors, by which it can provide a cheaper and more robust alternative to the traditional biosensor. So as the article highlights, it has been found that this can be used in detecting the mercury in the water, which is even below than the WHO limit. So with respect to this, let's see what kind of question can be asked. Here the question says, with reference to the new study on genetically engineered bacteria, which of the following statements are correct? First statement, the engineered bacteria were designed to detect chemicals and convert the signal into an optical output. No, it is not an optical output, but the electric output. Then second, the researchers successfully developed a biosensor to detect mercury ions below the WHO safety limit. That is true, which we had discussed. Then the third, the AND logic gate was demonstrated inside the bacteria to produce a signal only when one specific molecule was present. This is incorrect. There is two specific molecules should be there at least. So with respect to this question, the correct statement is statement 2 only. With this, I hope you had understood the article. I had forgot to bring in the key points with respect to this article, but what we had highlighted here, that is enough for your understanding. So what the point is, I hope you had understood the article here. And one more thing I would like to mention before we go to the next article, I would like to give you the brief introduction about our initiative, so that if you are new to our channel, you will get more connected with us. Basically from 2nd June, we started an initiative here by the name Target IAS 2026. Under this initiative, we had promised you that every day we will upload 2 videos. One in the morning session, which is this video, where we will discuss the current affairs. We will take care of your current affairs. We will take up the most important articles. We will discuss them, we will break them down, and we will try to relate these articles with your prelims preparation as well as mains preparation, and we will try to derive the possible prelims as well as mains questions from these articles. And then in the evening session, what we will do, we will try to discuss this static syllabus of yours. And here we had promised you by the month of January 2026, we are going to complete your full syllabus. Whatever is required for you to clear the exam, we will try to cover that. But the only exception is that we will not cover your optional subjects. That is the only exception. And one more thing here, as we are delivering the lectures for your static syllabus every day at 6 p.m. First, we started with Indian polity, which we had completed. It took us 30 lectures. Then governance, we had completed it. Now we are discussing the ancient history. Today, most probably, we may upload the 4th lecture, or if as it is Sunday, maybe I may get a little busy later. Who knows? Maybe I will upload and you will get notified about it, definitely. So we are currently discussing the ancient history. And one more thing, I told you about this initiative, that it is not only the lectures which should be enough for your preparation. About these lectures, I can say that these lectures are better than what you get from the institutes. Trust me on that. If you don't believe in me, join the institutes and then relate what information you are getting here and what they give you there. So this I can guarantee. And one more thing I can guarantee, that I can say here that it is not the lectures only which are enough for you. Definitely we may miss something. It is not fully under our control. When we are delivering the lectures, there is the tendency, human tendency, that we may miss something. So for that we are preparing your notes too, and these notes are very comprehensively written. Everything is contained in it, and I told you after every subject we will complete the syllabus, the notes would be available. And right now the notes for Indian polity and governance is available. I had told you, if you want to get access to it, please do mail us. You would be told to pay only 200 rupees. It is not a big deal, and trust me, this 200 rupees is worth of spending on this. These notes are the book which we had prepared for you, approximately 1100 page book. It is worth of that. This money would be worth spend, well spent, if you will spend on it. It is your discretion finally. If you want to get it, then do mail us. It will be available to you guys. So this is about the initiative. If you want to be the part of it, please do subscribe the channel, do share it with your friends so that they may also get benefited from this initiative, and please do write in the comments what else should we bring for you guys. Now without any delay, let's move to the another article and let's see what is given here. Well, the article here talks about the researchers have identified a new palm species. They had identified a new palm species which is usually found in the eastern coast, and also in the place of Kerala, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and Pakistan. Let's have a look at it. What this new species of palm, what is this new palm species, through the key points. Here, rediscovery and reclassification. A palm first described 300 years ago in Hortus malabaricus has been confirmed as Phoenix sylvestris. This palm is the palm which was described in 300 years ago in Hortus malabaricus. It has been confirmed as Phoenix sylvestris. This had led the reclassification of 3 other species under the same name. Discovery of new species. What is the new species? A palm found on India's eastern coast and in parts of Bangladesh and Pakistan has been identified as a new species which is named as Phoenix roxburghi. Phoenix roxburghi. It is the name. Maybe I may be mispronouncing it, but this is the name. Named in honor of William Roxburgh, who is the father of Indian botany. So morphological difference. What is the morphological difference between the Phoenix roxburgh and Phoenix sylvestris? The Phoenix roxburgh differs from Phoenix sylvestris in several key ways, including a taller trunk, which is 12 to 16 meters, larger leaves. It has larger leaves, musty scented flowers, and larger fruits. Avoid orange yellow fruits. So this is the difference between the two. And what is the botanical collaboration? The discovery was a result of a collaborative efforts between a team from the Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanical Garden and Research Institute and the Botanical Survey of India. So this was a collaboration between the Jawaharlal Nehru Tropical Botanical Garden and Research Institute and the Botanical Survey of India. So what is the new discovery? It is of the Phoenix roxburgh. So please do remember the name. So, well, with respect to this, I had not brought the question, but I can highlight the question here. The statements may be like, about the Phoenix roxburgh. It is, a kind of prelims question may be asked. The recent discovery about Phoenix, about the new palm is named as Phoenix roxburgh. This can be the first statement. And how it differs from the early Phoenix sylvestris. There they can alter the statements. They may say that it has the smaller leaves, and there you can find out the difference. So this is about the article. I hope you would have understood it. What is the basically which one is the new discovery of the palm tree. So with respect to this, let's move to the another article. Actually, the pictures which were in the newspaper today. Well, this is about the devotees who try to break the dahi handi to mark the Janam Ashtami in Mumbai. It is about the Janam Ashtami. So with respect to this, let's try to understand few facts with respect to Janam Ashtami through this question. Here the question says, with reference to the Janam Ashtami festival, which of the following statements are correct? First, it marks the birth anniversary of Lord Krishna and is celebrated on the 8th day of the bright fortnight. No, it is on the dark fortnight. So first statement is incorrect. Indeed, it is the birth anniversary of the Lord Krishna, but it is not celebrated on the, it is on the bright fortnight, but the dark fortnight. Second, the Dahi Handi festival, a part of the celebration, is particularly prominent in the states of Maharashtra and Gujarat. That is true. Then the third statement, the cities of Mathura and Rindavan hold special significance on the birthplace and childhood home of Lord Krishna respectively. That's also true. So with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 2 and statement 3. So these are few important facts which you can understand through this question. Now with this, let's move to the last article which we can discuss on, which was in the newspaper. Here the article, again the picture, not the article fully. It is about the actually Onam celebration. So let's have a look at few. Let's try to find out few important facts about the Onam celebration through this question. Here the question says, with reference to the Onam festival, which of the following statements are correct? First, it is a harvest festival celebrated in the Indian states of Kerala to mark the return of the mythical king Mahabali. True. Second, the traditional dance forms of Kathakali and Pulikali are an integral part of this celebration. That's also true. The main highlights of the festival is the Valam Kali, a ritualistic snake boat race held on the last day. No, it is not held on the last day, but it is in continuity with the Onam festival. So, statement because of this last day statement, it becomes incorrect. So, with respect to this question, the correct statements are statement 1 and 2 only. With this, we had completed our today's discussion. I hope you would have liked the video. I hope you would share it with your friends, and I definitely hope you would subscribe the channel. And please don't forget to write the answer with the question, the model question which I gave you, so I can you should now start to practice, as it is already August, and if you are preparing for 26, it is prime time for you to start writing the answers, practice your answers till January at least. Till Feb at least, you have to keep writing. Once your notifications are out, then you should fully focus on your prelims. So let's see how many of you will write the answers. I will be waiting for your answers. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you very much, and have a nice day.